everyone, welcome to the Christmas Fair. So in today's episode, I am so excited to share with you vintage Christmas items. I've recently found a good amount of Christmas items that are vintage, truly vintage, at 2 estate sales in the Rochester area. So I'm excited to take you along today. The first part of the video is going to be going through the homes that I visited that were having the estate sales. And the second part is going to be me showing you the items, the price ranges, and the makers and all that fun stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoy today's episode and let me know your thoughts about all the items that I found in the comments below. I'll talk to you soon.
Shining bright, I still remember how I used to feel. Look at us now, walking around in the snow. We do it in a very Christmas way. And Santa Claus, it's the number one most magical time of the year. Mistletoe hanging everywhere, waiting to declare love is here in the air. We can stroll side by side all night. I'll hold your hand so tight and always remember the way that we feel. Look at us now, walking around in the snow. We do it very Christmas way. Soon there will be sleigh bells and Santa Claus. It's the number one most magical time of the year.
Item that I'm going to show you is actually in addition to our dinnerware set. So if you watched my other videos, you will have seen our dinnerware set that has the plate, bowl, mug, and the saucer, the dessert saucer. So this one I found for $10 at the second house I went to in the estate sale shopping this weekend. So this one actually had another serving bowl with it, and it also had, I'm going to say, at least 10 to 15 teacups with a teapot. Now, again, trying to think practically, I'll definitely use this. We're gonna use it for cookies or snacks or whatever when we have Christmas, but I was trying not to pick up the tea set because we're not tea drinkers. We might drink iced tea, but I think those definitely would be more for people that are hosting big parties. And we do tend to, attend or throw a Christmas party every year, but it just wasn't practical. But it was the same pattern, so it was very hard to turn it away. But I think this one was a gem. I think it almost exactly matches our set that we have. That set that I found was from Savers. And this one, again, was only $10. It is the Happy Holidays collection. It's made in Japan. And it is microwave, dishwasher, and freezer to oven safe. So that, I think we chatted about it before, was a big tell if it has lead paint or hand painted, which sometimes can have lead in it. So I was really excited to find that this is dishwasher safe because that just makes things a lot easier. Gem at $10. The next item that I found was, I was a little bummed I didn't find more. I love these vintage style stockings. Found this guy for $1. They actually were in just a giant bin in this one house. I went to a house that was in Pittsford, New York, if you're familiar with the Rochester area. and this guy was $1. And he kind of goes with the other handmade stockings I've shown in some of my other episodes, but this one, I loved it. It was just classic Christmas, red and green and white. For $1, I could not go wrong with this. The next set that I found when I was at the first house at the estate sale hunting was the set of 4 milk glass teacups. And I'm not familiar with milk glass, but this house that I went to was the first house I stopped at. This woman's house was full of milk glass. So it definitely was calling out to me because it has a Christmas pattern, of course. But the saucer comes with this little doily on there, and it also comes with a little plate, which is the saucer. I thought these were very cute. I got a set of 4 for $15. There were multiple sets of these in Christmas patterns, and there were also actually eggnog sets. This woman had 2 eggnog sets, and I think they were eggnog dishes, but they came with like 50 cups each. So it was definitely meant for the older style parties when everyone hosted parties and holidays. I think the set of 4 is good for us, and I will say that if I host a Christmas party or if we host a party, we tend to do, cans of drinks and things that are a little bit more disposable. Just makes cleanup a little bit easier. But for our own family, I thought this was perfect, and I think, just having something on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day would be really nice. And I love that it's a milk glass because we don't have anything like this in our own dishes. We use Fiesta ware, if anyone's familiar with it. I definitely wish, I keep going back and forth between wanting to have bought that set, but it was almost $100 for each of the sets. And if we're only going to be using it once a year, it just didn't make sense financially to spend that money. And when we do host parties, we do disposable stuff, but we do recycle it. So I'm not too worried about it. It was a beautiful set. It just financially wouldn't make sense. And trying to store it with 50 cups they were all very dainty like this, so I would not want to break any of them. But very cute set. I think this was a great find at $15. I didn't get the dinner plates that go with it because we already have a set of Christmas dishes, but I figured for content and just for having cocoa or having a drink, on the holidays, it was a perfect addition. The next find was not really vintage, but these guys, I couldn't pass them up. I think these are actually from the dollar store. These were just packs of tissue paper for 50 cents a piece, and they're Christmas patterns. So I couldn't pass them up. I'm always looking for gift wrap and things that are holiday themed to wrap presents in. But for 50 cents, a few packs of tissue paper, I couldn't pass it up. The next set that I have here was one of my favorites, and I sent it to my husband when I was at the sale, and he said, oh my gosh, you have to get it. So the price of this one for all 4 pieces, it is ceramic, was $18. So I feel like that's a great price. We did have a cookie jar a couple of years ago, but we did not utilize it, and I ended up donating it to a thrift store. But I think with the size of this one and the fact that it goes along with hot cocoa, we'll definitely utilize it this year. I do set up a little hot cocoa station on our kitchen counter, and I think this would be cute to store the marshmallows in. You can even put little, the chocolate stirrers in here would be cute. And then it has a spot for cocoa, so I'll show you each of them up close. It is ceramic. And they do have a really good amount of space on the inside. They are a little bit dainty, so I'm worried I'll break it, but I think once they get on the counter and they're set in their little station, it'll be perfect. This one's for marshmallows. Perfect size. This one, I think I'm gonna use those chocolate sticks. My kids love those around the holidays, where you can take it and it'll melt as you mix it into your drink. So cute, it's a little caboose. And then this one is the front of the train. It has a little Christmas bear on there with a Christmas hat, and we can put little cookies in there. We can put pretty much anything we want, but I think that is a really good size for a cookie jar, and I feel like this alone would be way more than $18 if we were to go find this brand new in a store. I love just the look of it. It's not normally the style I would pick, but I think because it was kind of a unique piece, and we don't really have a cookie jar for around the holidays, and I already do set up a hot cocoa station, I think this was a good addition to it. And again, it will be fun for content making closer to the holidays. But I think this was a great set for $18. I feel like the price points for a lot of these were really good, and I tried to stay within a certain budget. So I think these ones ended up being great finds. And again, these are ceramic, very easy to wash and take care of, so that was a win too. The next piece that I have is a very simple piece, but it was mixed in with the Christmas items at the first house I went to. This was just a glass blown ornament for $2. It was very pretty, and it's not even necessarily Christmas. I might find somewhere to hang this now because it is spring, but this is definitely valued more than $2 at a retailer, and I just thought it was so pretty, so dainty. It would even look cute. Our girls have a pink bathroom, so this might be cute hanging from the window. Just a cute little addition. I couldn't pass it up for $2. The next one that I have, I think, is one of my favorite finds. I mean, I have a lot of favorites when I went estate sale hunting, but this one is a little bit harder to show. I'm gonna stand up so you can see the whole picture of it. It's a vintage tablecloth, and this first house we went to had probably 4 or 5 of these, but this one was my favorite pattern. We have one tablecloth that's gray that we use around the holidays, but we don't have a Christmas tablecloth. And this one is like a very thick cotton, so I feel like if we were going to use it, it's pretty durable. I will show you the pattern. It's very vintage, and I loved it when I found it. So it's pretty large. I'm gonna try my best to show it to you guys, but I will kind of go like this so you can see the pattern. So it has the Santa, the vintage trees, and it has a lot of the just older style artwork that you kind of see on a lot of the vintage Christmas. And it has the section there in the middle that's red for the table. And then if I come to this side, the pattern just repeats, but I think this was a steal for $15. They also had one that had poinsettias and some other Christmas patterns, but I love the feel of it. It's definitely one of the older style tablecloths, but it is a nice heavy duty tablecloth as well. Perfect addition, and it folds up very nice and small. It's almost like a terry cloth. You can kind of see how easy it is to fold, but I love the pattern on it. I love that it had the vintage Santa in it as well. This was one of my favorite finds for only $15. Okay guys, for the next one I have to stand up too, so bear with me. So I found a table runner at the second house I went to, and I think this one was homemade because I can kind of see the stitching on the top there, and it looks like it was done probably by like a home sewing machine, but it's these 2 patterns, or 2 pieces of fabric put together, and it's all poinsettias. It's a very long, I honestly didn't measure it, but it's a pretty long table runner, and at the end it has some little yarn. So I love this one. This one was only a $3 find. So I feel like price-wise, it was perfect. It's gonna go great on one of the other pieces I'm gonna show you that I found at the estate sale, or we can use it on our dining room table at Christmas. Very inexpensive, and I love that. I'm pretty sure this was handmade by whoever lived in the house that we were visiting, but such a cute find for only $3. So the next one that I have for you is gonna be the last one that is gonna be inside, then we're gonna go out to the garage. But this one was a set of 4 pillows. This was at the first house that I went to that sold the very dainty chinaware or dishware. So these guys were a set of 4 pillows. You can see these 2 and then these 2, kind of a mix of holiday pillows, $10 for 4 pillows. I could not pass that up. They did have some Halloween stuff too. I love Halloween, but I'm definitely more of obviously a Christmas person. But I'll show you each pillow so you can see the patterns on all of them. So this one's just Happy Holiday. It's like a very soft, I wanna say it's a mix between canvas and cotton, but this one's very small. These are perfect for a rocking chair, like if you have a little seat or even an office chair. This one I really like. It has a lot of stitching on it. And I'm wondering if these ones were handmade as well by the person that lived there. Such cute little pillows. It could even fit into a windowsill if you wanted to add it to the window. And then this one here, I'm not sure the type of stitching this is. If someone knows, you can put it in the comments. I've seen this before, but I think this is an older style of stitching. I feel like I grew up with a lot of this stuff, so I think maybe this is an older style, but this one's just a nativity scene. Very cute. You hear Miss Kitty in the background. Hi, sweetie. And then this one I think was maybe also a homemade one too. I don't see any tags on these, so my guess is that the person that lived there maybe made them. Not even like a spot on the seam for a tag. But this one I like. It's just very simple, very cute Christmas one. Perfect little small pillows for $10. I could not pass these up. I feel like these were a great find. for $10. And I kind of went into these estate sales with the intention of not really buying much. Like I was okay buying some things, but I wasn't heartbroken if I didn't leave with anything because I don't often go to estate sales. And the fact that I found a lot of these items for so cheap, and knowing that a lot of them were original or really great quality made me very happy. So the money I am investing in this stuff will last with our family and for the content creation I'm making in the future. But these were so cute for $10. I couldn't pass them up. The next two pieces before we go out to the garage, I actually found at a garage sale. These were on the way, when I was on my way home, I just popped by a garage sale that was near the estate sales. These ones were, I think, $1.25 for both. They're just little Snoopy and Friends, little Peanuts cars. I thought these would be really cute on my desk when I get my space set up. So I think these were a really cute addition for $1.25. I could not pass it up. Okay, I brought you guys out to the garage because I wanted to show you the other two pieces I found between the estate sales and the garage sale. So this one is one of the flexible flyers. It's one of the original sleds that came out. Gosh, I don't know the year, but this one was at a garage sale. I was able to get it for $19. I was asking the woman about the pricing and she said she was flexible. So instead of $25, I paid $19, and it is one of the original where you can kind of steer it with your feet. This is gonna go in our studio space, and I love the look of it. It's just original. It's not really changed at all. We probably could sand it and paint it, but I kind of want to leave it the way it is. And it does have the original like red metal, and it has all the original hardware. So to me, this was a gem. I absolutely love it. Could not pass it up for $19. If you guys never go to estate sales, but you're looking for decor that is vintage, that's the place to go. There were so many different types of decor when I went to these houses, but I thought this one was a gem. So we're in our garage now, and this is the other piece that I found. I am so excited. So when we found this at the estate sale, I kind of had to do a double take. I'm like, is this a sled? I first saw a coffee table because it had a bunch of stuff on it. And then when I looked closer, the person that was selling everything, they said it is an actual sled. So the owner had this really big sled for his kids, and he fixed it up and made it into a coffee table. So if you look closely, it actually has the swan faces as the metal, and then the metal goes all the way around the bottom. You probably could still use this as a sled if you wanted to, but this is gonna be perfect in the studio space, and it's gonna just basically act as a coffee table. I was thinking about putting that runner on here. That is the one from the first estate sale with the holly berries. So I think that one would be really cute. And then the other side is just the same way. It's just mirrored. But I could not believe the size of it. So I will say, when I got to the estate sale, this guy was $250. But after talking to my husband and we talked to the person in charge of the estate sale, I was able to get it for $185. I think that was a good price. This is definitely the biggest purchase I've had for my content creation, but I think this will be a great investment. It'll be a great conversation piece, and it'll be just a cute addition to the studio space. And then if we, don't want it one day, we can pass it on to somebody else or sell it on Marketplace. But I think this is such a fun find because it used to be a sled. I'm sure it has a lot of memories with this family that owned it before, and I'm excited to use it for our family. Alrighty, so the last piece I want to show you is one I found at the garage sale that we found the kids sled at. These ones are just basic ice skates. They were $5. So these are going to be good in the studio space, and I think they'll actually fit my younger daughter for actual ice skating. But these are just going to be cute little addition. They were just going to hang in the studio space, but if she does go ice skating this year, she can definitely fit into these. But I think these were a cute addition for $5. They're in great shape. I don't see any rust on these. It looks like they were pretty well taken care of, but for $5, I figured it's a great deal and I didn't want to pass it up. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Vintage Christmas Finds from Estate Sales. And if you are looking to decorate for your home and you want a little bit of a vintage touch, be sure to check out your local estate sales and garage sales. A lot of times people just want to get rid of stuff, especially holiday items, and they want to make a little bit of money from it, so you can usually negotiate pricing. But I found obviously some really great pieces at great prices, And it also is a little bit easier on the planet. This stuff doesn't end up in landfills. It will get a second home. So if you're looking for Christmas items, estate sales, garage sales, and you know me, thrift stores are definitely the way to go. I hope you guys enjoyed today, and I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas.